Hello, Collective. Welcome to Oak Moon Tarot, where the oak symbolizes spiritual growth and knowledge, and the moon influences our emotional energies. The moon is in Sagittarius, so you may be feeling really connected spiritually. Maybe you're feeling optimistic and hopeful about your future. Speaking of the future, I have a message that wants to come through about Lionsgate. Lionsgate is approaching very quickly. And if you don't know what Lionsgate is, it is a point of the year where the sun is in Leo and it is in line with Sirius and Orion. And it lines up with the ancient Egyptian pyramids. So, the reason why this is so significant is because Lionsgate is a time for big manifestations and for inviting change into your life. It is a time to step through a portal and switch to a new timeline. So let's try to think about time as string for the sake of this video so that we can explore what this is going to feel like if you have a desire for change in your life or something that you're trying to manifest. At this time, Spirit's asking you to hold your vision and get clear on your vision. So time is kind of like a string, and I always think of the figure 8 when I'm thinking about timeline jumps. The figure 8, the infinity symbol, also known as the lemniscat, is present in the tarot because it is a symbol for many things. So this idea of time being like a string, like timeline, and if you think about timelines, like two timelines coming together and meeting in the point in the middle of the lemniscat, oh my goodness, I can't say that. The infinity symbol. We're going to call it the infinity symbol. In the center, that's where you have this opportunity to choose a path. It's like coming to a fork in the road, and you can jump to a different timeline or continue on the one that you're on, or just make slight adjustments depending on what level of change you're looking for. It's going to be different for everyone. So in my notebook here, I got some downloads, some beautiful, beautiful downloads. The first part is preparing your vessel. Your vessel is your body. It is your spiritual home. It's where your spirit resides. Treat it like a temple, right? We've heard that before. Treat your body like a temple. Your vessel is the home where your spirit exists. There's something about preparing your vessel for a new sense of home. Okay, you're coming into balance with yourself, balancing your masculine and your feminine. We're not leaning too hard into the productive culture of always having to do and act and be productive. We're learning how to also rest guilt-free, or maybe you're the opposite of the spectrum and you're resting too much and maybe getting sort of that sloth energy. You're breaking out of that and wanting to prepare your vessel, right? Maybe you feel called to getting more into shape or eating healthier or calming your mind. Maybe you're battling with anxiety or racing thoughts, overthinking, addiction, maybe whatever it is that you're looking to improve in your life. Now's a good time for that. It's kind of like the new year, new beginnings, New Year's resolutions, but it's a timeline jump, so get ready for it. I also got the image of a key locking into place, and it's locking clockwise, and clockwise is a positive direction here. But I got the download lock in, so this is you getting your vision really clear, getting a plan together, maybe having a sense of direction and locking in. Yes, we have the portal, the Lionsgate coming up, and choosing your timeline. And I was also getting this I drew a pyramid. It's a triangle, and I wrote down Orion, Sirius, and Leo because that's the alignment of the pyramids and the star systems during Lionsgate. But I also saw Orion as Sagittarius and Sirius as this Aries energy, and then Leo being Leo. So there's this trifecta of flame. I'm getting kind of like a Three of Pentacles, like collaboration of some sort between these energies. Maybe you're a fire type and you have friends that are fire types with like the different fire types, and you're like finding that you're coming together. I also got the herring, which spoke to me as like a messenger, and feathers can be messages. I mean, for some of us, not all of us, feathers usually they come into our life and it's something special. We're like, oh, look, a feather. My son found this tiny little feather this morning. And then I wrote down Thoth because I was thinking of the messenger, and Thoth was this ancient Egyptian spiritual messenger. And then I got the term Phoenix Pharaoh, and I was guided to get out my red feather, which makes me think of the Phoenix Pharaoh. And the story of Thoth is very interesting. I'm not going to get too far into that because I want to pull out some cards now. Quite the intro. Very fiery. I want to do a pick a card. So I'm going to get out 3 dragons. We'll have three aspects. I'm feeling like this is past, present, future, maybe, or different situations. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle this very quickly, and then I'm going to pull randomly. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see what wants to come through the cards. Okay, so card number 1, or the past, or the first situation. You don't have to watch all of them. I'll put the timestamps in the description. Orange dragon. Okay. Brings soul families and communities together. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. I feel like this is a strong calling for someone. You're a type of energy who does bring people together, and you're very kind and open-hearted. Yeah, you are the type of person who brings this warm embrace. You're a bridge to the past as well. The moon. Okay. Your energy is very connected to the moon at this time. So you may be working with divine feminine energies. I'll get out some Rider-Waite Tarot, the OG, and then I might clarify with the owls for some hidden wisdom. The Tower. Ooh. This past energy, breaking down the old, crumbling away that old shaky foundation. Jumping ship. This is an internal process with the moon, something that's coming to light. How do we tie this together, Spirit? Maybe you're thinking, how do I tie the past? How do I bridge the past and the future and the present? It's by being in the present, yeah? Ace of Wands. You're going to get that inspired idea to help with this breakdown. It's under the moon story. There's going to be, you're someone who likes a good story. And we think about like story archetypes. and going through trials, right? The tower moments. And then on the other side of that, there's like this spark, this inspiration, and this orange dragon is making me think of sacral chakra. So creativity, this inspired inspiration is what gets you through the trials. Peace. Okay. I'm going to get out an angel message. This one, endurance. Yeah. You're someone who carries the torch with that Ace of Wands. I always see it as like the torch here. Endurance. You endure through the trials. I embrace patience and trust in the process. Patience is a virtue that allows us to persevere. By trusting the journey, we cultivate endurance and resilience. The angels remind you that in order to succeed, you must learn how to control your impatience and wait until the right outcome you deserve comes along. It does take time to build a bridge once the old bridge has been burned. It takes time. There's a very singular, maybe you are the type of person to spread belonging and warmth and oneness and bring people together because you have this sense of loneliness. But your time is coming. I'm hearing your time is coming. Trust in the process. Continue to be that guiding light. Okay, I'm going to move on to the second pile, the second trifecta, the second. Yes, my dear. Hello. Okay. Air and water dragon. Helps you to connect to higher frequencies. This is this present energy of gaining traction. I'm hearing trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment. Be careful, baby girl. Express your inner song. I almost said inner strong. Connecting to higher frequencies at this time and higher forms of thinking. Oh no. I gotta fix that. You wanna help us? Sorry about that. All right. So, higher frequencies of love I'm even getting because the dragon is green. And these wings, this is gaining a higher perspective. Searching for wisdom. Interesting. It also says psychic abilities here. This is combining the mental with the emotional. Yes, my dear. All right, let's see. Split this deck. Beyond helps you connect to the beyond. I'm seeing a peace offering, a boat, and a water. Okay, and you're allowing the air, the sails, the air to carry your sails to the beyond. So you are going forward on a journey. That's what is part of this timeline jump here. Okay, you're stepping into the boat at this time. Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's a reason why you're wanting to connect to these higher frequencies. It's because, I did mention racing thoughts or anxieties. So that part of the message, the advice that wants to come through, something I've been doing recently, is the Wim Hof breathing method, you know what? We're just going to do it together. Okay, so get comfortable. I do believe that breathing is safe, but obviously I'm not a doctor or anything, but we could practice this breathing session if you feel like you're in a safe place to do so. All right, so you're ready. Breathe with me. I hope you can feel the oxygen flooding your brain. This awakens your mind. It helps you connect to a higher frequency. That fight or flight mechanism that your body has. This is a great way to break out of that and glean or gain mental clarity. If you like ever need to take a minute, just like go to the restroom or something and then practice that breathing technique. Anytime you feel like you can't break out of some sort of cycle, look at that judgment underneath there. Breakthrough, okay? That's going to help you break through it and help you connect to the higher frequencies. Be open to this enlightenment. And when you feel safe and connected on a higher frequency, this enables you to express your inner song. Okay, psychic abilities, again, with that breakthrough with the third eye. Interesting. So that's what's happening currently or in this situation or in the present if you're watching all three of the cards, the card readings, the, groups. Okay. Pilgrimage, again with the boat and going beyond. There's some sort of maybe you have a desire to further your spiritual journey. I mean, you're watching tarot and you're still here, so I would say yes, that is the case. And finding a transformation into the wildness, higher frequencies, your inner song, letting yourself be more expressive and wild without any fear holding you back, or those mental paradigms or limiting beliefs, or this is definitely a mental transformation. So keep practicing those breathing techniques. You can do it multiple times a day, anytime you feel like you need to gain a higher perspective or break out of a toxic pattern. So I trust that was helpful for some of you. Okay, I'm going to move on. Oh, and I was even holding the clear quartz crystal during that. More mental clarity. Okay, moving on to the third card. Interesting. Blue dragon from the Pleiades prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. And I'm feeling this bubble moving out of my heart into my throat chakra. So that I feel, if you watched the second card, this is the next, this is stepping into the future here. So connecting with that heart and the self and expressing yourself without any resentment or limitations is going to allow you to move into the throat chakra and the third eye chakra. This dragon from the Pleiades. Pleiades is a star system of divine motherly love, and I'm also hearing a source of wisdom. Oh, Ellie, baby girl. Sorry, guys. Ellie, no. Let's try to get through this reading, shall we? Okay, we have reunion here. The source healing, you're reuniting with your source, with your sense of self, with your with your sense of higher power, your spirit team, your guides, even if it's just your higher self. Departure. Yeah, this is leaving the current timeline and going into that desired manifestation, that desired life. You can choose to be that person now. I'm hearing the Hermit. More self-reflection, self-connection. I feel, okay, yeah, I felt like you're departing this hermit. And again, the hermit, like the hermit shell crab. I did a reading yesterday, but I didn't post it. And it was about finding this new sense of home. And I was talking about your vessel, treating it like that temple. When you retreat into the hermit's cave, it's like going within your soul to do soul searching. And this vessel is getting ready for a departure towards justice, towards divine justice, towards a karmic completion, a new karmic cycle. But it's going to be better than what you were currently in, because you're making forward movement, you're making forward progress. I'm so sorry about the lights and everything. Ellie, what are you doing? Interesting. Illumination, even. Okay, the Empress, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Wands. Again, the Ace of Wands, moving towards that inspiration. The Empress is the one who takes the spiritual knowledge and combines it with the logical intellect, right? That mental framework. Yeah, speaking of framework, and the Hierophant and the Hermit are so very similar here, but they're like dual sides. The Hierophant is pre-existing, established. Ellie. Established structure, versus the Hermit is going within and cultivating your own flame, your own Ace of Wands, your own belief systems and way of doing things. So this was a very powerful reading. The world, like I said, the cycle's completed. You're jumping timelines into your highest timeline. I commend you. Thank you so much for being here and, watching to the end, even though it was a little bit chaotic. I appreciate your patience and your support. And as always, I trust that you're feeling safe enough to create an identity that is in alignment with your heart, so that you can express your truth and see past illusions and ascend further on this spiritual journey. Wishing you all the peace, love, harmony, and balance. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.